Hi everyone, I'm Jaya Regimatai, psychiatric nurse practitioner, and today I have Mr. Michael with us. You all know June is PTSD Awareness Month, and June 27th is PTSD Day.
Yeah.
So you know that like a PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, the trauma, the one can anyone, this trauma can be from physical, mental, emotional, or sexual traumas, and at the same time, any age doesn't matter.
Right.
Children or adult or adolescent or old age, anybody can be the victim or can be diagnosed with this. And trauma doesn't mean that we all have to be the victim of it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
either be you are the victim, or you may be witnessed it, or you may hearing the stories.
Right.
Now, I know that Mr. Michael knows much about it.
Yes,
In
ma'am.
military, there is the soldiers can be go through with all this. They can be the victim,
Yes.
and at the same time they can be the witnessing also.
Yes.
Then I'm sure you all say a lot good things and bad things.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Then so when I was looking at first time in 1980, the DSM, diagnostic manual
Yes, ma'am.
for the mental health,
Right.
diagnostic statistic manual for mental health.
Yes.
Now we say the Bible for mental health.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay? In
Absolutely.
1980, on the third edition, in that book, it was telling PTSD is like a soldier's heart or war neurosis.
Yeah.
So, but in 2007,
Right.
and have you heard how it happened to be celebrate in June 27 as PTSD Day?
Yes, ma'am. I believe due to Staff Sergeant Bao.
Joe Biden.
Joe Bao. Yeah, he committed suicide.
Yeah, he was in Iraq.
Two tours.
Two tours.
Yes, ma'am.
And after that, in 2007,
Right.
he committed suicide.
Yes, ma'am.
And he was having the diagnosis of PTSD.
Right.
But rather than getting the treatment, he committed suicide. So that was an eye-opening for everyone. So 2010, so June 27 started as PTSD Day.
Right.
And from 2014, we have the whole month June is PTSD Awareness Month.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, trauma can be from physical, mental, emotional, sexual. But today, we have Mr. Michael,
Yes, ma'am.
and he is the soldier, and he served the U.S. military. How many years you served the U.S. military?
I was 2 years United States Army.
Okay, and in which area you were?
I was in the 1980s area. I was under first President Bush.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
So I was near the Persian Gulf area.
Oh, okay, good. So, I'm sure you are diagnosed with PTSD.
Yes, ma'am.
So, do you feeling comfortable to say more about it? But before I start the video, if anybody is going to have trigger with it, or you are not ready to hear, please don't listen it, because he is going to tell about his trauma, what happened in his military life.
Right.
So, how was it? How was your military experience?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, Ms. Jaya, and I appreciate you doing this awareness, and celebrating the month. I come from a strong military background, family background, born in Boston, Massachusetts. So I had many, just about all my uncles joined the United States services, had Army and Marine experiences. So I wanted to follow suit. I was very proud of my uncles and my dad and everything like that.
They were your heroes.
They're my heroes, yeah,
Okay.
as well as my mother.
Okay, yeah, heroine.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I joined the United States Army straight out of high school, delayed entry program. That was in 1988, and when I graduated in '87. So in '88, I deployed to Fort Benning, Georgia.
Okay.
So I was, that's where I started my basic training, and everything was fine. So I really enjoyed the whole experience of being indoctrinated and all that kind of stuff. So that was the start of my beginning in the military. And So from there, I did basic training, and my basic training was very extensive. So I was assigned to an infantry unit, and it's called 11 Bravo. I was part of the 10th Mountain Division, and being 18 years old, we didn't know what that meant, but I soon found out. You know what I'm saying? But I will say that we were very well trained. The training was extensive, dangerous, and things of that nature. So at 18 years of age, we were our drill sergeants told us they had to break us down and prepare us for whatever we may be facing during combat time. Yeah.
So you went to military soon after your high school?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, when
yes,
you
ma'am.
were young age.
18. Yes,
18,
ma'am.
Yes. So then after, you only served the military for 2 years.
Yes, I
So
signed
why
up.
you only signed up for 2 years, or what happened?
Well, I signed up for the 4-year plan, and my training and everything was going well. I excelled. I was the first squad leader and stuff like that. So being the first squad leader, you have other lives within your hands, and but I enjoyed the challenge. During my high school years, I guess I was prepared because I was in various activities of sports, thespian society, things of that nature, and so I knew about camaraderie. But being the first squad leader of my division and in my unit in the 10th Mountain Division, you had to have that extra preparation. So after we graduated from basic training, I was assigned to Fort Drum. Fort Drum is a very, very cold weather station up on the border of Canada. It's right up in New York. So we did a lot of extensive cold weather training. But that is where things started to turn for me a
So
little
it
bit.
was like very cold?
It's called the coldest place on earth. Yeah, it's very cold. I mean, the weather, we trained in 20 below, 20 degrees below.
Okay.
So it was very extensive and very cold.
Okay.
And at times very dangerous, as expected.
Okay.
But like I said, we were very well trained.
Okay.
So I also had to do my training at Fort Bragg, home of the 82nd, because my division was going to be 101 18 Airborne Corps.
Okay.
So when I went to Fort Bragg, I learned how to rappel. I was assigned to a reconnaissance unit, and it was a nighttime reconnaissance unit. So I had to learn how to rappel out of helicopters. And these helicopters, we usually rappel tree line. So being an 18-year-old kid, fresh out of high school, I was afraid of heights. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm on this 50-foot bridge and stuff like that. And those were part of the trainings. But everything was going fine, and like I said, I made it through that training and everything, and I suffered an injury. But during the training is where things started to change for me mentally, because we were preparing to deploy. So they were called upon to expedite our training. I had a fellow soldier, young man. We were all 18, like I said. I think I'm 19 by now. This is 1989. Who started suffering from the effects of our intense training. Because during this training, it's actually like you are actually in war. Hand grenades, mortar rounds, things of that nature. Hand grenades are what, of course, we pull the pin to throw. Mortar rounds are being fired around us. And so this training, it was very scary, for me. Like I say, I'm a young man and didn't expect this, but we had to be trained and prepared, for combat. So this gentleman, the soldier, he suffered early on, and he started to have the migraines. He started suffering physically, but mentally he kind of drifted away because he couldn't take the heights, the surround bombings and stuff of that nature. Because like I said, the training was very intense. And eventually he ended up passing away several months later. He developed some type of aneurysm, in his brain from the training. And of course it affected the rest of us because all of us were no older than 20. What I'm saying? So now I'm experiencing death firsthand. But this is not a family member or this and that. This is like in the military, type of thing. So in that situation, in that setting, we really didn't know how to deal with it. Of course, we talked with we had very good staff sergeants, first sergeants, and stuff like that. Our commanding officers, talked with us. So it was it was a turning point for me. You know what I'm saying? But the training, I mean, if I had to do it again, I would. You know, I would make better decisions, and I would have sought better solutions and resolutions. But once he passed away, you know, a lot of us, you know, it was an eye-opening moment. You know what I'm saying? It was awakening. Like, this is dangerous. You know, and we might die, and we was, you know, prepared for that. You know, so I know I was. I can speak for the I. I was prepared because I raised my right hand to defend the Constitution of these United States, and I'm proud of that, and I do it again. But yeah, once that happened, you know, it was just for us young guys. You know, it was an eye-opening experience.
Okay. So after 2 years, you come out from the military.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Because you come out with some diagnosis, or you are not able to, you felt that I'm not able to continue it. What made you to come out?
Well, first of all, I suffered a bad injury during training at Fort Bragg to my knee, both knees, and so I had to be taken to a hospital. But once we got back to Fort Drum, but I kind of spiraled downward, I guess, maybe not making the proper decisions, you know what I'm saying, or not seeking help, you know, because when you're a part of a unit and the camaraderie, you don't want to let down your fellow soldiers, you know what I'm saying, and the camaraderie was strong, and you don't want to be the weakest link, let me put it like that. So you never really talked about it or went to sick hall. So me not seeking the help that I did, I kind of drifted away and made bad decisions. But my commanding officer and my sergeants, they were supportive, you know, and I mean, they loved my training because I trained hard, you know, but so I opted out and everything. And that was, I thought that would be the end of it maybe, but I didn't know, like you said, PTSD and the anxiety, the depression, the kind of feeling of failure, you know what I'm saying, kind of like the letdown, you know, for me. So before I went into the military, I didn't drink, I didn't do drugs, I didn't do anything. Like I said, I was like an active youth in the Thespian Society, football, basketball, stuff like that, and I had great parenting. But when I came out, I started drinking, and I tried drugs, but that wasn't for me. I tried the cocaine. I wanted to mask the pain, and I wanted to mask the feeling of failure and stuff like that. I had developed anxiety, and the anxiety came from like the heights, you know, when I had to learn how to rappel and stuff like that. And then of course we were going to learn how, being airborne, I was going to learn how to jump out of C-130s. But so the anxiety part kicked in, and then I would go into a depressive mode, you know. So but I don't realize this until I.
So
get
you never
out.
realized it is PTSD? No. You
Right.
just like you were thinking that I could not do it, I'm a failure, and
Right.
then you were having all the depressive symptoms.
Yes.
So and
yes.
you, rather than seeking help for that, you were treating yourself with alcohol.
With alcohol, yes, ma'am. And I thought that was the solution. But you know, one thing I've learned from another friend who was a World War I Army veteran who we revere to this day. He started a 12-step program, and once I got introduced to that, because once I got released from the Army, I didn't get debriefed, as we like to say. I wasn't told that, hey, you might want to go to the VA in your community and seek help, or you might want to talk to a psychologist or therapist. I didn't know. I just, when I got out in 1989, I continued to drink. And I didn't realize I was drinking more. And the one person that noticed it was my mother. She was the first to talk to me about my drinking, and she noticed the changes. I couldn't sleep really at night. Some sort of insomnia set in, and I think that was part of the extensive training that we did at nighttime. But I was suffering all these issues, and my mother, who also was trained in the nursing field, she started to recognize these things, and so we had that talk. But me, I would like to say that for me and the man, it was ego. More like the Sigmund Freud thing, the ego, the id, and super ego. I didn't see the iceberg underneath, you know what I'm saying? So I was running into this iceberg and about to sink through drinking. And so my drinking progressed, but it got worse, of course. That's what happens. And then I didn't seek help until I want to say around 2007. And I want to thank the judicial system, because of course alcoholism leads to other things like DWIs and getting into trouble with the law. So I had a few run-ins with the law, and I was in Dallas County Jail. But I was asked to try treatment. First time I've heard of it. So now we're moving from 1989, 1990, all the way down to 2007.
Mr. Michael gone through the trauma. He has the diagnosis of PTSD, and even though it is too late, it was an eye opening for him, and now he is in the right direction, getting the treatment, and you are almost out of it. And what is the main satisfaction when all through this journey? What is making you satisfied? Like you come out of this and you are helping people.
Right.
So how you help others?
Well, I stick to my, I work 12-step group. I live a lifestyle of recovery. I help anyone who's in need that's still suffering from the disease of addiction, from psychological trauma. I mentor, I sponsor whomever, wherever. I sponsor veterans. I work with a lot with veterans now, amazingly. And the thing is, I didn't even choose the path. It's like the path chose me. You know, maybe it was eye opening from my God, and it's just like a spiritual revelation. So I work with a lot of people on different aspects. From time to time, the amazing part is some female veterans came to me that had suffered rape, and I was like, wow, that's a little big for me. But you know, we shared our experiences, and it's amazing how close, you know, the similarities, you know, how it correlates. So I work with a lot of people, and I work with different organizations because I want to give back what was given to me freely. You know, people like you, like I say, are amazing at what you do, because some don't understand, and people can work in the field and in the profession, but if they haven't experienced it, it's an eye opening. You know what I'm saying? And for some it might be too much, but it's good to see the transformation. That's what I was told. That you know, we see the transformation in you, Michael. And so that's what I do now. I just give back what was freely given to me.
Okay. And do you have any suggestion, anything to tell the coming generation, you know, who is getting ready to go to military?
Yes, ma'am. I would say number one, thank you for your service, for even raising your right hand, because that's a big step toward your first act of life, you know, your adult life. But I would say that don't be afraid. You know what I'm saying? Seek help. If you're feeling down, if that you know, that can be the cause. You know what I'm saying? There's a cause and effect. So I would say my suggestion would be to just talk to someone that you really trust, and that would keep it between he and thee, or she and thee. You know what I'm saying? But that's my major suggestion, is just to seek help and don't be afraid to cry out for help.
And even I think it is better to, before even taking a decision, whatever you want to, or your future profession,
Right.
learn more about it.
Yes.
Yeah, learn how it, you know, you get into the military without knowing deep about it.
Yes.
So, you know, what you are going to do in the military, what kind of job, what is going to be the expected outcomes.
Exactly.
If you have an idea, you know, then you can prepare yourself to face it.
Right.
Then another thing also, there is a lot of help.
Yes.
Seek help.
Yes.
Rather than keeping it inside,
Yes.
seek help.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, the amazing thing you just reminded me of was when you say family. I like that, and you're very in depth. Is that's very true, because like I said from the beginning, on the outset, I looked at my uncles as heroes. My uncles in Boston, Massachusetts, the New York area, as well as my mom's family down in Florida. Her brothers and some of my uncles there were military vets, and all of these were Vietnam veterans. But I didn't pay attention to what they were going through, because most of them were alcoholics, and they, at the time, I didn't know, but they did suffer from PTSD or emotional issues.
Okay.
So I didn't pay attention to that. I'm a child. I didn't, you know, I didn't know. But when I look back on my own life, and I look back at those amazing guys, that's the similarity, and it just runs through the veteran community.
Yeah.
But you know, like I say, people like yourself and others, the psychologists, the doctors, the nursing assistants, the mental health techs, you know, it's all one big family, and it's all part of that love tradition. You know, because veterans are amazing. You know, now I think we are like national treasures, because I defend the Constitution with my life right now today.
And at the same time, because of you, like there's veterans, because of you, all the veterans, we all enjoy the freedom.
Yes,
but we
ma'am.
have it today, it's comes from you all. You know, there's a lot of veterans sacrifice their life, sacrifice their loving ones.
Yes.
Sacrifice a lot so that we all can enjoy the freedom.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, at the same time, I want you guys to understand, we really appreciate it, we respect you guys, and always I have a heart for, especially for the physically, mentally, emotionally wounded veterans.
Yes, ma'am.
And you guys are not alone. The thing is that seek help.
Yes.
Seek help and get out of from that. So you all can. If anybody is going through this hard time, seek help. Like look at Michael. Even though it was late, he seek help, and today he's able to help
Yes.
a couple of a lot of people.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
especially the veterans to come out of
Yeah.
it. Yes, PTSD is painful situation.
Yes.
It has got PTSD diagnosis with flashback, nightmares,
Yes.
bad memories.
Absolutely.
And to face that, you will be having the symptoms, physical, emotional, mental symptoms, like you may be having palpitation,
Right.
going to
Yes.
have a heart attack, going to have an anxiety attack,
Right.
then leads to severe depression. You
Yes.
isolate yourself, sad down, depressed, you don't enjoy anything in life.
Right.
Then all this recalling memory is going to be isolate you. Eventually, you are going to isolate yourself. Either you isolate yourself, commit suicide,
Right.
or you will be seeking help.
Right.
Like, and in future or in life, you may use some addicted to some drugs, alcohol, to
Right.
get rid of that pain.
Right.
So rather than all these things, if you seek help on the right time,
Right.
PTSD is treatable, and you can enjoy a normal life.
Yes.
So if you seek help on right time.
Yes.
So thank you, Michael, and thank you for this time. And I really enjoy having you with me, because I hope this is going to be helpful with someone
Yes,
who
ma'am.
is in the same situation, who is seeking help, don't know how to get out of this unseen pain.
Yes, ma'am.
So as a community, we all will help those people who is in trauma and pain. Doesn't matter, physical, mental, emotional, or sexual. PTSD, trauma is trauma.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
need to take care of it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else you want to add?
No, I just want, like I said, thank you and your husband for having me. Beautiful garden, I love it. My mom, being a Floridian, she loves the flora, but no, I love it. And thank you for having me and letting me be able to share my experience. And hopefully, I am able to touch another veteran and maybe help someone seek help at the local VAs. Because, like you said, there's tons of resources for us out here. We just have to seek, and don't be afraid.
Yeah, I will say that we fight.
Yes, ma'am.
We fight to come out, for all the veterans to come out from this painful situation.
Yes.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope this video helps for most of all the people who is going through this
Yes.
same situation.
Mhm.
Thank you for watching, and please watch, comment, share my videos.